Good morning. What's up? What to do? How you doing? Have you checked in with yourself lately? Most importantly, have you checked in with God? My daughter told me last week, I love my children so much. Especially my oldest. I love all of my children, don't get me wrong, but my oldest, she's amazing. However, she told me, Mom, we missing your car videos. What's up with the car videos? So thank you to all of you all who take the time out to watch my car videos. Welcome to my car. Welcome to my life. Life is not, it ain't easy. I had a son. I had a child, my son, my oldest son this morning. He don't want to talk to me. He don't want to say hi. He dead wrong for something he did. And what bothers me is that the world say that it's okay to do this stuff. The world say that it's okay to be gay. The world say that it's okay for kids to cuss. The world say that it's okay for kids to be having sex. The world say that it's okay for kids to have a private space. I don't know what world they living in, but in my world, baby, don't come for me. That door should not be closed. The internet get turned off at a certain time. You ain't sleeping with no phone. You might get a privilege to do that sometime, but guess what? In my house, there are rules that we all must follow. Because as for me and my house, we shall serve the Lord. And I tell you, parenting, it's not easy. But to all my parents out there, to all my mothers that have stepped up and they're raising their children to the best that they can. You're going to work, you're in school, you're doing what you need to do. You're sacrificing to make sure that your babies have things. Listen, I am so proud of you. I support you. And these kids, they're going to act up. These kids, they're going to go against the grain. But when they go, you better not go with them. And that's what God is teaching me, that when my child step out of bounds emotionally or they want to do all this, I don't have to react like them. I don't have to get crazy. Because sometimes I do. Sometimes I have to. But I don't have to. And the day was one of them days I said, you know what? I have to preserve my energy. Because, boy, you going to walk in my house. You in my house. Walking around me like I don't exist, and then you don't want to speak, and you're still walking and you're still talking. Nobody but God. And one thing that I know I could go there. He's 16. I could go there. But guess what? Y'all went back and I watched that video that I posted the other day about keep fighting, no matter what it look like, no matter what it feel like. Man, I thought I was making that to help one of y'all. I thought I was trying to help one of y'all. Didn't know I would have had to go back and listen to that same video over and over yesterday and just cry. So I was helping one of us. I was helping me too. And I know I told y'all that in the beginning. This stuff is for me too. And I'm so glad I shared it because I can go back and I know that person on that video. So I know that person on that video is doing the best that she can. With the good Lord help. I'm doing the best I can with the good Lord help. And my best is good enough. No matter what the enemy may come to say, no matter what self-doubt, my own enemy, the enemy in me, not the devil, no matter what that might say, I know I'm doing the best I can. I know I'm fighting on. I know I raised my children the best I can. Yes, I erred. And I tried. And I tried and I erred and I erred and I tried. And somewhere down the line, guess what? After erring and trying, I got it. And I'm here to tell you parents out there, stand up for what's right. These kids want to be gay. These kids say, oh, they like this. That's how they is. Oh, they want to vape and smoke. Oh, they want to be with these kids. That's a bad influence on them. Stand up and say something. Don't lay down. Now, does that mean they ain't going to do it outside your house? That don't mean that. But that means you stand for something so you don't fall for anything. That means you teach them and you lead by example. And let God do the rest. We got to let God do the rest. Because when we were children, we had to go and we had to bump our head. Some stuff I didn't have to bump my head on. Because I learned from other people's mistakes. That was just me. I learned from other people's mistakes. And I thank God for me learning from other people's mistakes, because it helped me to know that I don't have to go down that road. I made a whole lot of my own mistakes. But it helped me to know that I did not have to go down that road and do the same thing. So today, I'm giving a shout out to my single parents, my single fathers, my single mothers, the parents that are in relationships together. Y'all been together since y'all been children. And it still ain't going right. Pray over your children. Pray over them in the night. Get some oil. Pray over them. Pray through your house. Ask God to give you the peace that you need to keep going. Listen, it's a faith walk, but this is a fighting way. You got to fight. You got to fight for your peace. How you fight for your peace? You got to pray. When you feel your frustration rising up, you got to simmer that thing. Shh. You know how you put something hot, it's hot, you put some water on it or whatever. Shh. Put that fire out. Don't let things get the best of you. And I'm telling you, this week been a trying week. So while I'm doing these videos, guess what? I bet you God like, yeah, she encouraging herself, she encouraging other people, and the devil like, yeah, she kind of is. So let me test her. Let me put her to the test. You know how he did in the Bible. If you ain't never read Job, go read Job. The Bible says that God was gathering his angels at a certain time in a certain place. And we all know Lucifer is an angel. He's a fallen angel. He a devilish angel. He a little cricket sneaky angel, but he's an angel nevertheless. Right? He came. He said, and guess what God did? Have you considered my servant Job? Can God say that about us today? Can he say that to the devil? Have you considered my servant Crystal? Have you considered my servant? Fill your name in the blank. He said, yeah, but I noticed that you got a hedge around everything that he owns. I can't get in. I tried to go over, I couldn't get in. I tried to go under, I couldn't get in. I tried to go right, couldn't get in. I tried to touch the children, I couldn't get in. I tried to touch his money, I couldn't get in. Tried to touch his finances, couldn't get in. I went everywhere I could, the enemy say. But he couldn't get in. Why? Because God says that when the enemy come in like a flood, he'll lift up a standard against him. So God had a standard lift up for Job. He got a standard lift up for us today. So I can see something happen. Say, oh, have you considered Crystal? She want to go back to school. I'm about to start school, y'all. This will be like my 4th time starting school. Every time I start school, something happens in my life that's detrimental to my mental capacity. Last time I started, I got fired from a job. It threw me all the way off. Every time, it must be meant for me to finish school. Every time I start school, hey, glory be to God, something happens. And it throws off my whole mental capacity. But not this time. I decree and I declare. I don't care if I got to take one class a semester. Let's get it. Let's go. So I decree and I declare to you today, take control of your emotions. They just emotions. When that frustration rises up, put that fire. Shh. Put that fire. Don't let it get the best of you. And I'm saying this because I couldn't sleep. I tossed and turned. I got my brother calling me for prison. He been in a long time, over 20 years. You know, hey, I got screwed up family relationships. Some of those friends came back into my life just this week alone. I thank God for it. But even in the midst of chaos, God is answering prayers. Even in the midst of confusion, lo, God is with us. He's with you today. He's with me today. Take a stand. Take a stand. You got to stand for something, or you will fall for anything. I don't know who's saying it is, not mine. But you got to keep your head held high. And you got to fight. Or you got to fight. And it starts on the inside. It starts on the inside. Lord, wash me on the inside. Lord, clean me on the inside. Lord, purge me on the inside. Lord, help me on the inside. On the inside. Well, my husband can't see what's going on. Well, my husband can't see my hurt or my confusion or my doubt. Oh, do it for me on the inside. That when someone may need some help, I'll be strong enough to give them a helping hand, because it's on the inside of me. Glory be to God. So I love y'all. Remember, today may not be a good day, but you're gonna be okay. I see children all the time with their parents walking on the street. That was me one day, on the bus with all 4 of my kids. That was me one day. 2 kids in a stroller, 2 walking. That was me. And yes, I made a lot of bad decisions and mistakes. But boy, one thing about it, I did my best to take care of my children. Pray for your children today. Let's uplift these kids. If they need therapy, let's find them some therapists. Let's talk to them. Let's take time out. Let's do date nights. Let's do walks. Let's do just little chit chats. Just a little chit chat. Check in with your children. Don't do all the talking. Excuse me. Sometimes we need to let them talk, and that's hard sometimes. Cause sometimes they just be going on and on about nothing. But let's let them go on and on about nothing, and we gonna find something in that nothing that's gonna make some sense. Because we need to be our children listening ears. We need to hear their heart if they're willing to open it up to us. So my parents, you fight on, you hold on, you keep on, because God got your back. And those of you who are children you're watching, you don't have parents, God says that he's a father to the fatherless. And if there are any children watching, I say children, if you got teen on the end of your age, you a child to me. Y'all children, y'all know, y'all young youth, y'all young men, young ladies, all that teenage, y'all young ladies, young men, you know in your heart what decision that you have to make that is right. Make a good decision today. You know you smoking and drinking, but you ain't finished school. Get your priorities straight. You gonna smoke and drink, finish school. Do what you need to do. You around here laying up, having sex. Finish school. Do what you need to do. Ask God to help you be obedient to your parents. You might can't stand them, but ask God to help you to be obedient, because obedience is better than sacrifice. I'm almost to work, y'all. Have a blessed day. But most importantly, be safe.